Hello everyone, I am Kate and I am doing a follow-up video to a video I posted 1 year ago today titled, I just quit my job, now what? So let's go over that now what. Pretty much a lot of me feels like I've not been very productive this past year. And I have to remember that that's okay. I've been productive for a very long time. And a lot of me not working has been challenging in regards to accepting the amount of free time I have. And I think more so, it's been a challenge trying to figure out how I'm going to spend that time happily or engaged in something I'm actually enjoying. I've really struggled with that. And so I am definitely looking for hobbies, something to kind of keep me busy, something so that maybe I do feel productive. I really want to find something that is something I'm really passionate about doing and that drives me. And I guess I do feel that there are things like people and our mind and human behavior. I just don't really know where to start with that, I guess you could say. I did do my 30-day positive you challenge, which I absolutely loved. I had a ton of fun doing that. I'm very passionate about the love we should have for ourselves, how important we are to ourselves. That's all a lot. Like, self-love is a very important thing. And for me, it is important that we all know and practice self-love. So doing that was definitely an accomplishment. But I'm really struggling in finding other things that I really enjoy. I was writing for a while and had my little story going, and I stopped that. I feel sometimes that I just get bored easily, and I don't like to use the B word, bored, because when I was younger, I'd heard somebody mention something about how if you use that word, you're a boring person. So I've always pretty much done my best to avoid using it, and maybe there's been some denial in not using it. I'm like, oh, I'm not bored. I'm just not anything. I don't know. But I have found myself bored, and I don't watch a whole bunch of TV. I've started to watch more movies than I care for. I'd really rather just be outside a lot. I don't know. I'm just not. I think that I'm really just kind of trying to figure myself out further, because I've been a mom since I was 14 and I had 2 kids by the time I was 18. So a lot of my life, the majority of my life, I would say was not spent, and nor did I create or make the time for me and to really figure out what I wanted to do. I'd always just kind of figured, well, this is what I'm doing. I'm being a mom. I'm doing this and I'm doing that and I'm working and I'm getting married, and I lived this life, and I kind of feel that like at 32 I've lived a large portion of life that people my age just might now be starting to experience. So, whereas most people have this time, if even just a couple of years sometimes, or even their adolescence, to delve further into who they are and really play with ideas and hobbies and this and that, I'm just now starting to do that at 32. Now, don't get me wrong, I've always had things I like. But I think that I'm not sure how to incorporate them either. Like, mind you, my kids aren't fully grown yet, but I definitely have a lot more free time, and thankfully am fortunate enough to be able to figure this out, to be able to decide what I want to do and not be forced into having to do anything. So with that being said, right now, one of the things I do for income is I babysit, and for me, it's a very enjoyable thing. For one, because the schedule is awesome. It's one kid, it's every other week, and I love it. Like, it's only a couple hours after school. I have tons of flexibility in my schedule still. I can still go to my younger son's soccer games and pick him up from school. I mean, there aren't a whole bunch of restrictions. Not only that, we get to play at the park and go to the library and do all my favorite things. So that's been very enjoyable. I would say there was another opportunity for me to work. It would have been cleaning houses. That's something I did with my mom growing up, and I don't want to do it again. And I really considered doing it and then realized that it's not something I have to do, and that the only reason I would have done it would have been because of the money. And I'm done doing things for money. Like, it's not something I agree with. I understand, like, we need to work, or we should be working, or maybe we shouldn't, I don't know, whatever. But I don't think that it's appropriate to go to work just for the money. I don't understand how that fixes anything if you're not happy at your job. So I think that being happy at your job is important, and it's just something I knew I wasn't going to enjoy. Half the time I don't want to clean this house, yet alone go and clean up somebody else's mess, and then really want to come home and clean up this home. Not happening. Thankfully, again, I cannot stress it enough. I'm fortunate enough to not have to take a job that I don't want to do. I did do some volunteer work that I really wasn't happy about doing either. I just wasn't. I'm sorry, but I'm very particular about my time, and I don't actually think I should apologize for that. So, although I'm very willing to help, and I enjoy helping, what I was doing was not my idea of me being as productive as I could be in that situation where I was volunteering. So I quit that, and I gave myself some crap for quitting that too. Because I just quit my job, and then I do this volunteer thing, and then I'm quitting that, and I'm just like, geez, I started to question, like, can I do anything and not quit it? Quitting, oh, people can make it such a big deal. And then I just realized, but it's my time. Why would I spend my time doing something that I am not enjoying doing? I don't get this time back. Why am I going to do it? I'm not going to do it. So I quit, and I stopped giving myself a hard time about it. I'd also remodeled my home and sold it. I remodeled, well, and I didn't remodel my home, I just more so like spruced it up, fresh paint, so not remodeled, but I did spruce up my home that I sold. I spent months doing that. I spent a couple of months fixing up the house that I'm living in. Of course, both of those were done with help. Thank you, everybody who helped. My older son had also run away, so there was quite a bit of time invested in finding him and looking for him. I worked out a little bit and then I stopped. So I'm back on working out. I'm on week 2 right now. But overall, I've just had an abundance of time and really not sure what to do with it and giving myself a hard time about it. I did say that I was going to do a lot of stuff, and clearly I fell short on that. And I'm just going to flat out say, honestly, it's because I was scared. Like, I just didn't want to deal with what people were going to say. So I didn't do some of what I said. And the things that I know better So I find that I am still allowing some of my actions to be dictated by my preconceived ideas of what someone else's judgment may be. It may not even be there yet. I'm holding myself back and not doing things. So this year, I do look forward to really just to getting out there, to not really caring, but to mean that. To mean that. God, why? Why would I care anyway? But to getting my stuff, myself out there, really just kind of following my passions and finding other ones. So with that being said, if you have any hobbies that, hey, I might be interested in, maybe I'll try them. I mean, you never really know until you try it or do it, right? So please feel free to leave them in the comments. I'm not a fan of TV, so recommending TV shows is not, you can do it all day long, but it's just not something I'll do. Movies, I've started to watch more. I do like to be outside and adventurous. So again, any suggestions, or hey, just let me know what you do with your free time, or if you had an abundance of free time, what you would do with it. What you would do. I know some people like to garden, and I don't like to do that either. Like, what do I like to do? I'm really going to be learning all this, you know, because this is different for me, and I do feel like there's this focus where I get to focus more on me. But what does that mean? So anyway, everyone, thank you for watching. If you have any questions regarding anything, please feel free to leave them below. Again, suggestions or letting me know what you do in your free time. I'd be happy to hear that. I hope everybody has a fantastic day. Thank you so much for watching.